Hey guys, welcome back to JC Sports. Back at it again with the latest and greatest sports news. I think this is episode 8, right, Jackson?
I think it is. I think we're that far already.
I know, it's been 8 weeks. Wow, what a ride. Happy
What
2 month anniversary.
should we call our fans? Like the sporters,
um,
the
let's like
JC
let's call them JC Mania.
JC Mania. I like that. All right, JC Mania. Today is a very special day on the JC Sports Podcast. Free agency frenzy.
Oh.
The legal tampering period began today with it seems like hundreds of free agents just signing everywhere, and we're gonna try to cover the most notable ones. We're not gonna be able to get everything, but we'll try to discern for you what you need to know to be a loyal, passionate NFL fan. And let's
Right.
just kind of start at the top right here. The most recent one, Bud
Well, hold on,
Dupree.
hold on, hold on.
Oh yeah,
Let's
yeah.
let's let's talk about. So we'll go. Yeah. So we'll go. We're gonna do tiers. We'll go A. We'll go A plus. A, B plus B, C plus C.
All
So
right.
let's start.
What are your favorite signings?
I'm gonna probably go in the A plus. I'm honestly gonna go Joe Thuney. Probably because the Chiefs, they're just adding more talent to their team. I mean, 5 years, 80 million, so they obviously have a lot of confidence in him. I'm gonna put him in the A plus. I think I have one more in the A
We'll
plus.
just switch off on our tiers, but I really like that signing too. I totally agree with you that the Chiefs are
Right.
retooling their offensive line after the release of Eric Fisher and Mitchell Schwartz
Exactly.
after
Right.
after getting absolutely raped in the Super Bowl by by Levante David, who we'll talk about later, and
Right.
the other Buccaneers pass rushers. But I
I
really
put
love this move by the Chiefs,
mhm.
reworking their offensive line. Good move.
I put one more. Jonu Smith I put in the A plus. I
Jonnu
like I
Smith for
said.
the Patriots. All right.
Yep. I think the Patriots they need a lot right now, and they've got a lot. They signed like 5 6 guys in the last couple of days. Um I honestly think the evil empire is back. I think without Tom Brady, they won't be as good. They won't be as dominant. But I think they're gonna have some. I think they're gonna be giving the Bills a run for their money in the AFC East now.
All right. My A plus signings. I'll give two also. We'll give a couple for each. One of my favorite signings of the day was the Baltimore Ravens signing guard Kevin Zeitler. 3 year deals, $22 million. This is one of my favorite moves of the day, just because it's like a like an under the radar move that the Ravens like really needed, and it was really a pressing need for them, and they were able to get somebody who doesn't
Hmm.
count against the compensatory pick formula because he was cut. He was
Right.
a cap casualty from the Giants, and it's just like
Yeah.
a great move. He's a former first round pick. This is his like third contract. He's a fantastic guard. He's a really like smart player who's been in the league a while, and it's really like it's not quite a replacement for Marshall Yonda because no one could be that, but he's pretty close.
Yeah.
He fills that hole at right guard.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, we were talking about this earlier actually. Funny enough, but Marshall Yonda, I don't think it's gonna take a lot to replace him. But like you said, that position's needed filling for a while, and I think he's kind of possibly being the guy, as we're both diehard Raven fans, of course.
Yeah.
But go ahead, go ahead.
And the other A plus signing, I'm staying in the AFC North. John Johnson III going from Los Angeles to Cleveland, and
I agree with you on that.
this is one of the best moves of the day, definitely.
Yeah. Oh my.
I also
Yeah.
love the
Yeah.
Jonnu Smith signing. I love the Kevin Zeitler signing, but this is probably my top one because the Cleveland Browns are a secondary away from being Super Bowl contenders.
Yeah, and I think the Browns have been bad for so long. They've been the bottom of the AFC North, and now
Bottom of
that
the
we
league.
don't. Yeah, but like I think even in the AFC North, they had a great season this year, and the Pittsburgh Steelers still look, even though they lost, they're like same old Browns, nameless gray faces, blah 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 blah, and now, especially with Big Ben's future being very uncertain, this signing and maybe one or two more, the Browns can take the AFC North with in contention with the Ravens, and if the Steelers sign Big Ben, this will be, in my opinion, the toughest division in the NFL. Three teams, top tier. if they
Hmm.
sign Big Ben again. Yeah, I
They
think
they they have they've restructured his contract to
right.
to work. So he's going to
Right.
resign. He's going to resign for less. But yeah,
I forgot that he said he would take less, which I think really doesn't matter at this point because Big Ben's made enough money. But but
let's
the
move on to
AFC North,
signings are that we like, but
the
aren't our
A's.
top. Aren't our top.
No,
Like
but
the
they're
A's,
I
A
think they're good.
minuses, B pluses, that tier right there.
Right. I'm gonna put Carl Lawson in the A. I think the Jets need a lot right now. I think the Jets are, like I said, not they're in a rebuilding stage. They're not near the stage of what the Lions are getting ready to do. Like they're not at the stage of what the Lions are now at or anything like that. But the Jets are gonna rebuild piece by piece, and they've got to do it fast. And I think this is a big move that'll give the Jets a little bit of a go. What do you think?
I agree. I like it. I like it a lot. A little bit overpaid, but I don't really mind it because that's the rate that edge
Yeah.
rushers go nowadays.
Right.
And I like the move from the Jets. One of my like but not love pickups of the day was Matt Judon to the New England Patriots. And I think that Matt Judon is a really good, versatile player. He's not going to be that double-digit sack guy every year for you, and he never
Right.
will be, but he's good at everything, but he's not great at
Yeah, I
one
agree.
thing. And I think that actually is going to fit very well into Bill Belichick's scheme. However, I do think they overpaid, but they can kind of afford to overpay with all the cap space they have. They have the second most cap
Exactly.
space in the league.
Hmm.
So I'm going to put that as a like, not love. Now, don't love the price, love the fit.
One more that I'm going to put in the like, not love, is Ngakwe going over to the Raiders. Ngakwe, he's been a reliable guy for the Ravens. Again, maybe a tiny bit overpaid. I know it was only 2 years, but I think the Raiders, they've been a mediocre team past couple years. Even though you don't agree with me on Derek Carr being a good quarterback, um, you know the
Derek Carr will
Raiders.
never lead them to the promised land.
He had
Never.
4,000 passing yards this year, and you cannot deny that. But, anyways, um, I think that it's a good signing for them. It's not what they need to make them winners of the AFC West. As that's going to be really tough with the Chiefs probably taking that division the next decade. But,
Yeah, right.
um, it makes them have a step in the right direction, in my opinion.
All right, one more I'd put in that tier is center Corey Linsley going from the Green Bay Packers to the Los Angeles Chargers, which, I probably should have put this one in the top tier. I really like it. I really like the price. I really like the fit.
Hmm.
Because of the retiring of Pouncey, their previous center. So that created a need for them at that position. And of course, they want to protect Justin Herbert again. Don't want to have the Burrow situation again. Don't want to have a great
Right.
young quarterback that has no protection. And I think Corey Linsley, center is such a cerebral position because you kind of have to be the uh, I don't know how to put this, but you have to know what's going on when you play center in the NFL. And that's
Well,
why a lot
yeah. I
of
mean,
rookies struggle at that position. And I think Corey Linsley is definitely probably the best available at that position, if not
mhm.
one of the top in the game.
It's yeah, it's one of those things, especially as a center. It's like, it's very simple but very difficult at the same time. Like I love watching those videos on YouTube where it's like false start everybody but the center, where like they don't.
I've seen that video.
Yeah, where it's like, there's like one specific word when they say hut at this time, you spike, you snap the ball, but
False
you,
start
you
everyone but the center. I've seen that video. That was a funny video.
But anyways, let's move on to the B plus tier. Ones that I think are a step in the right direction, but it's nowhere near what they need. These will probably be some of the better teams that don't necessarily need a lot of these players, in my opinion. So like I'll put Rob Gronkowski re-signing. I know he's one of the all-time tight ends, but at the same time, right now there's so much talent on that team that within the next probably only year, because Brady's probably going to retire after next year or the year after. Um, Rob Gronkowski, yeah, you definitely should have re-signed him, but you have so much talent on that team. It's not like you necessarily, absolutely, direly needed him. I mean, Antonio Brown is the third receiver, and Antonio Brown was one of the best receivers in the NFL a couple years back. I mean, think about the talent on that team. I mean,
Hmm.
I, I don't love it at all, and I don't think it was needed, but at the same time, I do. So I'm kind of stuck on the Rob Gronk. But what do you think? What do you think on your next one?
I'm gonna put in this tier. Let me think about this for a second.
This is a
I'm
tough
just
tier.
I'm just scrolling. I'm just scrolling through because you gotta have to pick off positives and negatives. I'm gonna go Aaron Jones re-signing with the Green Bay Packers. And okay, props to Aaron Jones for cashing in on his money year. And he took just a little bit of a pay cut. He probably could have gotten more. But if I'm Aaron Jones, I'm like, okay, I can get my money now from this place that I love, the place that made me who I am. Stay with Aaron Rodgers, stay with Matt LaFleur, and just run it back. And they made the NFC Conference Championship game, and so there's really something there on that team. And I think that Aaron Jones decided to kill two birds with one stone, get his money now because running back lives are short in the NFL. Get his money now, 4 years, $48 million, and also return to play with his favorite quarterback and head coach.
I definitely, this is one of those ones where I agree with you, but I think it could go either way. I think it could go this tier or it could go B. I give him a B plus due to the sole fact that there's a lot of talent on that Packers team. They've made two consecutive NFC championships. Granted, the NFC hasn't been super talented the past 2 years, but they've been the one talented team in there. But I think, like you said, he loves Aaron Rodgers. Green Bay is like his home. And like you said, running back lives can be ended with just like that. So
Mm-hmm.
I think 4 years was a good deal for him, and I think cashing in, like you said, hitting the jackpot while he can now is probably the best decision, and he made that good decision. So I put it in the B plus. I wouldn't say it's the best sign in the NFL by any means, but I think it was. I think it was a good. I think it was a good move by him, no doubt. And I think the Packers were. Packers are happy with him, so I think it's
The
a good move.
Packers are happy with him. I know Aaron Jones is super happy. Get that kind of money as a running back in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
In this tier, I'd also put Levante David and Shaq Barrett both. Shaq Barrett signing a 4 year, $68 million deal, which includes
Yeah.
$36 million fully guaranteed, and he can earn additional $1 million per year in normal thresholds like sack totals and pressure percentages and
Mm-hmm.
playoff performance and whatnot. And I think that's pretty good for the Bucs defense. They just want to run it back again. How much I talked about their pass rush in the playoffs, how vital it was for them to beat Patrick Mahomes and those other great quarterbacks in the NFL. I think this was a very good move for them.
All right, now let's move on to our B tier, and so this is where I think we start to get to the point where it's like a I mean, okay, it
It's
doesn't
like,
hurt
meh,
you.
yeah.
And then, after this, move on to the C tier, which is probably a bad deal. But I'm gonna put Nelson Aguilar over here. I think the Patriots were signing a lot. I don't think it was a bad move for him, but at the same time, I don't know if it necessarily helps them a whole bunch. You know, um, I think he this whole thing with the Patriots are doing, especially we'll get on to Cam Newton later. I don't know how I feel about that, but um I think the Patriots are moving in the right direction, but at the same time, I think they're gonna try. I think one mistake they may make is they may burn their money because they have so much space too. You know.
Well, yeah, but they can afford to. But Nelson Aguilar for like $11 million, I don't know, man.
I know. That's what gets me. I mean,
Like he's
I,
a good wide receiver. He rejuvenated his career in Vegas, but 11 million, I don't know.
yeah. I can't. I can't. I can't think that he's
At
worth
least
that
it's only
much.
2 years. That's kind of the saving grace here. That if he falls, he doesn't. He's not. They're not locked into a long-term deal. So
Hmm.
I like it. It's meh. It's like it's got pluses and minuses. Um, One for New York, for the New York Jets. I'm gonna go with Corey Davis
Hmm.
signing a 3 year, $37 million contract, and it's like I think it moves the needle for the Jets a little bit, and I think they came in with a lot of money to spend, and I'm surprised they didn't spend more on the first day of the legal tampering period, like the other teams in the in the AFC East, Patriots. Um, but I think Corey Davis, I'm very conflicted on because I liked him. I like him a lot. He was a top 5 pick, but he's also kind of a product of the scheme that the play action scheme that revolved around Derrick Henry. And one thing that the New York Jets do not have, while they may have a good head coach and may have a capable quarterback in Sam Darnold, they do not have a Derrick Henry. They do not
Yeah,
have that
no.
play action scheme, and they will probably never have that while Corey Davis is in the Big Apple. And so that's why
Yeah,
I like it for the Jets, but I don't love it. It's meh.
yeah. I mean, unfortunately, I think anybody who gets traded to the Jets is kind of letting their heart drop right now because the Jets are the worst team in the NFL right now. Um, but there's hope there, and I've said that, and I think the Jets have great potential. They've gone through stuff like this before. But anyways, um, it's gonna be a different scheme for him, and I'm gonna agree with you. I don't think he goes in the C tier because he's a good player, but I don't know. I guess we'll see how the season goes because we don't know if this scheme's gonna work for him or not. He's been revolved around this whole Derrick Henry scheme, so
Mm-hmm.
I guess we'll see. But right now, I'm not super on board with it.
Mm-hmm. All
Mm,
right.
let's
Let's move on to the tier that it's like you could see how it could hit for them, but you don't really see it.
no. I'm gonna go number one right here. I'm gonna go Cam Newton is in the C tier because Cam Newton is past his prime. The Patriots need a better quarterback because Cam Newton may have one good season and then he'll go right back to how he did this season. Cam
Oh
Newton is
wow, that
not the
is.
Patriots quarterback. Cam Newton fell off because of his injuries. Yes, he was a great player 4 years ago. What are you gonna do with him now? I mean, come on. He had a really, really bad year last year. Like he had like not Carson Wentz tier bad, but I mean he really for his standard he did not have a great year. And I think the Patriots are giving him one last shot, and I understand that, but I think they should have played it safe and maybe have moved on. Maybe you sign into like a 1 year, 1 million deal, but like you get another quarterback. You know.
Mm-hmm.
But I this is one of those where if there was a D or an F tier, I'd put it in the D tier. Like I'm sorry, I just don't think Cam Newton fits in New England. I think he was better. I think, you know, New England just I think he was going to New England because New England needed anybody, and they were like, oh, Cam Newton, okay, great. Didn't work out for him. They're like, oh, we don't have anybody. We don't know who we want to get. Cam Newton. We sign him.
No,
I don't
I was
want
gonna
to.
say you don't really get that deal.
Like I don't want to hate on Cam Newton because he's a good guy and you know, he was a great quarterback when he was a great quarterback. But sorry to rant, but I just can't, man. It's just not there for me. It really
Mm-hmm.
isn't right now. You know what? I would love for him to prove me wrong. Give the Patriots like a 14-2 season. I would love it. If he proves me wrong, you can give me shit for it. But as of right now, I guess we'll see how they do in the preseason, or we'll see how they do first 3 weeks of the season next year. As of right now, Patriots signing Cam Newton, they should have signed somebody else, in my opinion. They could have re-signed him, but not for that much.
Another Patriots signing I'm not really on board with is safety Jalen Mills on a 4-year, $24 million contract. And that kind of sounds like top dollar. Well, not top dollar, but pretty close to top dollar for a premier defensive back. And Jalen Mills
Mm-hmm.
is not that. He's never been a Pro Bowler, and I don't really get the signing. It was kind of an odd signing. Maybe Bill Belichick sees something in him, but I just thought it was very odd.
Yeah.
And I think
And
they,
look,
they have a very good secondary right now because Patrick Chung, the other safety, the brother, what's his name?
I know who you're talking about. I know who you're talking about.
Devin McCourty,
Yes.
Devin and Jason. They're still there. They're kind of old, but they're still there. Patrick Chung's returning from an opt out. They've still got Stephon Gilmore. I don't know. I don't really get it.
Yeah. No. Look. Um. The Patriots. Look. I mean, you can't judge Bill Belichick because he took a six-round Brady and turned him into a superstar. And not that Bill Belichick turned Brady into a superstar. Brady turned Brady into a superstar, but Bill Belichick had a great deal of influence in that. He put faith in him, even when Drew Bledsoe came back. So maybe he sees some type of light in him. But another one, I'm putting another pick from the Patriots. I'm putting Kendrick Bourne there. I think they overpaid for him. I think I don't know what he's gonna do. He's shown flashes of decent talent, but I think the Patriots need to sign real talent. I think they've signed real talent, but I don't think they need to sign people that are 50%. Right now, they need guys that they know are gonna they know they can put them on the field and they'll produce. You know,
I
Like
kind
I
of
said,
like that signing actually. Kendrick Bourne is like it was kind of like a low money signing, and it could hit big for them. I think
yeah,
it
I mean
could.
it was a low money signing, but at the same time, I don't know. A low money signing compared to some of the guys we've seen signed. But is he? I don't know if I just like it that much. It's not that they super overpaid for him. 22 million over 3 years. What does that divide into? Like 4 or 5 million? But no, that doesn't. I'm not even close. I'm sorry. It's like 6, 7. Still think that's a little bit much. But
Yeah.
anyways,
One signing I was like, what was the Texans signing Mark Ingram, and I was like, what? Like the
mm,
Texans are in a rebuild. Is he just like I guess he's just a placeholder for whoever they're gonna
he's
bring
got
in?
to
But they
be.
already have David Johnson, like another old kind of decreasing running back. Like why?
No, like really. In all honesty, the way Mark Ingram was plagued by injury this year, he produced great in 2019. Don't get me wrong. He was great in 2019. But 2020. Oh, rough
I
year.
was like, what?
I
Like
was very shocked.
another old declining running back in Houston. Like,
I was very
huh?
shocked about the season he had in 2020, and I don't think Mark Ingram, like you said, they're in the rebuilding stage. They need young guys. You're really going to sign him? Why? I
Yeah,
just don't
like
get it.
why? But well, they already. I wouldn't be okay with it. I would be okay with it if they already didn't have David Johnson, but they already have another aging running back who can serve as a placeholder, and they're both currently on 1 year deals. So like, what?
You want to know what I'm very
Don't get
interested
it.
in?
What's up?
Off of the trade signings, I know the Jags are going to take Trevor Lawrence, but like they have not signed anybody except like one
They've signed a
guy. Like
couple of people.
yeah, but like nothing like standoutish.
I mean, nothing terribly. They signed Carlos Hyde. They re-signed Cam Robinson.
I
Yeah, but
saw that.
nothing that really moves the needle for them, I'd say.
No, I just don't understand it. Like I understand Trevor Lawrence is expected to be like the superstar combined. Like he's supposed to be like this overall great quarterback. They said the same thing about a lot of other quarterbacks, man.
Well, Trevor Lawrence is one of the most hyped since like Elway
Peyton Manning, who
Andrew
knows?
Luck
Doesn't
and Andrew
yeah.
Luck and yeah, Peyton Manning, Andrew Luck and those kind of guys.
Okay, I
So
get it. I get it. I get it. Andrew
yeah,
Luck, he's a good quarterback for seven
Andrew
years. I
Luck
get
and
it.
Andrew Luck and Andrew Luck. Um,
Look, you know what? You know what? Andrew Luck was a great quarterback for 7 years until his offensive line hurt him so bad he had to retire. Too bad.
yep, and that's what might happen to a certain Bengals quarterback in the future. We'll see.
I still don't think Andrew Luck
If
was
they
as
don't
good
get
as
it
Peyton.
if they don't get him if they don't help
I
him
don't
a
think
little bit.
I still don't think the Colts should have replaced Peyton Manning with Andrew Luck, but it's in the past. I don't think Andrew Luck is a bad quarterback by any means, but I just think Peyton Manning was not replaceable.
All right, so actually, I'm just getting this now. I just refreshed on the NFL Twitter page, and the Saints are re-signing Jameis Winston. So this brings us. We'll talk about this first. Drew Brees officially retiring. I think we talked about it a little
Yep.
bit in a previous episode, but man, hearts out to him. We talked. I think I was after the divisional. When we talked about this.
Mhm.
But yeah, hearts out to that guy. He had his kids announce it on Instagram. Great player. Grew up watching him and
Mhm.
holding most of the records for passing yards. I think he's second in passing touchdowns, first in passing
I
completions.
mean, look, I know Brady's gonna probably surpass him on passing yards and most other things that he has first in, and that's fine. But Drew Brees is definitely gonna go down as probably number two or number three in all-time quarterbacks. Besides, the only one that I'd say, of the other quarterback I'd say that beats him out would be Peyton Manning.
Hmm
Drew Brees is pretty equal with maybe even surpasses Joe Montana in my opinion. I'm not saying Joe Montana is a bad quarterback by any means; he's all time, but you just and I know. Look, I said this earlier. Drew Brees had arm strength. He had decent arm strength for a while, but the last 5 years of his career, the arm strength just died down to about a solid two. He could barely throw the ball over 25, 30 yards, but I mean, he still led the Saints to several 12-4, 11-5 seasons.
hmm
So,
Well, that brings us to another thing. Who will start in New Orleans?
I thought the same thing. I don't know,
So
man.
Taysom Hill recently signed an quote unquote extension, and it's not really an extension. It's like a fake deal, kind of like it
Mhm.
has a lot of voidable years, and it just kind of spreads out his cap hit. It's weird.
Yeah, look, is it going to be Winston? Is it going to be Till? I think it'll probably be Hill because Hill showed flashes of really good play last year, and I think Jameis Winston was okay. I mean, was I wouldn't put Jameis Winston in one of the quarterbacks that shows the most to be an NFL franchise guy. I think, like I said, I think it'll probably be Taysom Hill. But honestly, right now, a job's still open. I don't know who's going to take it yet. I think I have an idea, but I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see what the Saints head towards. It's going to be tough. I mean, they don't have the go-to guy anymore. Just like, um, when Drew Brees left. I mean, it was different when he left the Chargers because the Chargers had what's his name, Philip Rivers. But when he leaves because he's retiring, and you got these guys that barely played because Drew Brees played almost every game over the last 15 years. It's tough.
Yeah, it's
I
kind
don't
of
know.
weird to imagine like somebody who is available in the ESPN fantasy leagues to be drafted at tight end to be your starting quarterback next year.
What's
But
weirder for me is to see somebody not wearing number 9 taking snaps. That's gonna be
that
really
is
weird for me.
definitely going to be weird. Definitely going to be weird.
It was honestly weird to see number 1 taking snaps for New England, in my
Oh
opinion.
yeah,
But
for sure. I was like, what?
yeah, it was weird to see number 12 in a Buccaneers number 2, and it was weird. Last year it was weird to see number 5 in a Denver uniform. Like, not because I've been watching Joe Flacco since I was a little kid, but still miss Joe Flacco. I still miss prime Joe Flacco.
There's
Not
a
as
couple
I.
players you always imagine in a certain jersey with a certain number, like Tom Brady on 12 in New England.
Yeah,
And
you don't
it's
see
so
that.
weird seeing him in the red and what is that
You want
color?
to know the really
Pewter?
weird thing? Because I grew up from 2000. I was a kid from we were both kids from like 2010 to like 2016, 17, and then we got to high school. Blah 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 blah. I really cannot see Peyton Man. I see Peyton Manning in a Broncos uniform.
It's
I
it's
know
that's weird.
it is weird. I know. I see him in a Broncos uniform. But anyways, I see. I will always. I think Lamar Jackson. I'll take over Joe Flacco because Joe Flacco never won an MVP. But I still miss the days of throwing 60-yard darts to Torrey Smith or Anquan Bolden. But anyways, those are good old days, right? And the Super Bowl champs. But anyways, let's move on to dugout talk as we've gotten through our free agent grading. I think we got through a good amount. We got through like
I think we
20
got through
something.
most of it. I think we'll make sure to. I'm sure there will be more signings. There's plenty of talent still on the board,
Ugh, yeah, I can't
and it
believe
is
it.
going to be a cluster this
Mm.
week. And we will try to keep you updated with all of that news. Well, not
Next
all of
week
it,
maybe a
but
longer
the
podcast or
notable
just
news that you need to know, we will keep you up with.
who knows? The Patriots could sign a whole new team.
I think the
um,
Patriots should go after Shaq, maybe LeBron.
I think the Patriots should sign Joe Flacco. He showed signs of greatness in 2012.
Yeah, exactly. We'll see. All right, dugout talk. What do you got for us, Cam?
So this week I'm going to be surely talking about the best and the worst teams in each division. So who's going to take it and who's going to finish last, in my opinion. The last ones will take 2 seconds. So we'll start on the American League. And the first one that comes up is the AL East. I think the Yankees are going to take it like usual. Either the Rays traded away everybody. I don't see the Rays taking it this year. The Rays traded away too many. They lost a lot. I mean, they have talent, but their ace is gone. Charlie Morton's gone. All those guys. So I see the Yankees taking it, and unfortunately, I see my Orioles finishing last. They're too
Mm-hmm.
young. They're too young to finish first. But I telling you, give them 5 years,
Did you
and
see
they'll
that
be a contender again.
that Fangraphs post that gave the Orioles a zero
I
point
saw.
zero
I
for
saw.
a chance of making the postseason?
Don't.
I was
Don't.
like, how is that even possible?
Like the lowest one before that was 0.2, and I was like, I mean, or a point oh 0.02, and I was like, at least they got point oh 0.02. But anyways, I see the White Sox no doubt taking the AL Central. I think the White Sox will definitely take it because the White Sox have talent and the White Sox are a young team and the White Sox have been waiting for years to take this division and they took it last year, I think, right? Yeah. No, I think the Indians took it last year, but the White Sox finished second. Indians don't have that many guys. They traded away Lindor, they traded away all these guys. So I see the White Sox taking it. I mean, the Indians still have talent. I think it'll be a race, but I say the White Sox take it. And I put the Tigers at last again. The Tigers don't have the talent that they did in 2013, 2014, 2015, 2016, but they're just like the Orioles. Give them 5 years, they'll be a decent team. They just need some young guys. Um, I say in the AL West, Unfortunately, it hurts me to say this. I'm going to take the Astros. I don't want to, and believe me, I don't want to, but I'm going to have to put the Astros taking that division. There's no way they don't. They just gained. They've got good talent on that team. They did lose two guys, but
I
they'll
kind of
take
like
that division.
the A's in that division, honestly.
I like the A's too, in my opinion. I think the A's should take that division, but I don't think they will. I think I see the Rangers coming last. The Rangers are not a great team right now. Even they got more than 0.0% chance of making the postseason. But anyways, don't want to talk about the Orioles, man. Don't get me started. I will get super depressed. But
Yeah, me
um,
too.
I take the Mets taking the NL East, no doubt. The Mets have talent now. Finally, the Mets are a decent team. They got Jacob DeGrom, three-time Cy Young, best pitcher in the MLB by far. Francisco Lindor at second base, no doubt. He's gonna take that. Um, I definitely see the Mets taking that. I don't. I see the Nationals coming, or I see the Nationals and Braves fighting for second. But there's no the Marlins finished last. The Marlins, they're better than the Orioles, but the Marlins are definitely one of the worst teams in the MLB right now. Not great. They had some decent talent, but they're not good. By any means, they're not good compared to the other teams. Um, oh, this is a no doubter for me. Brewers or Cardinals. I'm gonna go Brewers take the Centrals. I looked at the NL West. I was like, no doubt, but um, the Brewers, because obviously the Dodgers are gonna take the West. But anyways, the Brewers are probably gonna take the Central. Brewers have some decent talent. Cardinals took Arenado, and Arenado, one of the best third, probably the best third baseman. He had an okay year last year. I think he hit like 240, something like that. He did not hit really well. It was only 60 games though. What can you expect, right?
Hmm.
But Arenado, as long as he comes back strong, he has a chance. You have also Matt Holliday. You have what's his name? Uh, Brain fart. But I think you know what I'm talking about. First baseman.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, having a brain fart. Anyways, off of that. Cardinals definitely come in second, with the Cubs finishing in a tight third, I think. But no doubt the Pirates finish last. I don't see the Pirates taking the division at all. Pirates really don't have talent right now. I mean, O'Neal Cruz is a good prospect, but O'Neal Cruz, way
Is
too
that the one
young.
who like killed like 3 kids in a car accident in like the Dominican
Hey! I
Republic or
know, I
something?
know, I know, but he's still playing. He's got talent. That's all I'm saying.
Is that him?
I think so. Yeah, everybody
Okay.
hated him. I had him on MLB The Show for a while. Fun fact. Well, I didn't, but I saw like how everybody used to use him. Then when he killed those kids, everybody hated him, which I think was wrong, no doubt. But I'm just saying he has talent.
Well, he didn't do it
Horrible
intentionally. It
what
was
he
like a
did.
car accident or something. But
I know, but it's horrible. He'll live with that for the rest of his life. But anyways, off of that sad stuff. Um, I think we know who takes the NL West. If the Dodgers don't take it, I will pay you $400.
please do.
But the Dodgers are not losing. I'm just saying I'm not
They're
paying
not
four hundred
losing.
dollars because knowing me, they'll end up losing the NL West. But there's no way they do. They've got the best talent in the MLB, not the best rotation, but with Belly, with Seager, with Mookie, with what's his name?
Trevor Bauer,
Without besides the starting rotation with I just said Corey Seager.
Cody Bellinger,
Red. No, why am I having a brain fart? It's the redhead. Justin Turner. I'm sorry. With Justin Turner in the lineup, with all these power guys in the lineup, plus you got Bauer, Walker Bueller, Clayton Kershaw, you Darvish. Uh, there's no way they'll probably win the World Series again this year. There's no way they don't. There's no way they don't. Maybe possibly next year the Padres take it, the NL West, because the Padres talent is insane too. But the Padres finished second this year. No way the Dodgers don't take the division. They are the old Patriots of the MLB right now. They are the Chiefs of the MLB right now. Nobody beats the Dodgers. There's no way. So I definitely take them. The Padres with the rotation and with the young talent they've got on the team, with Manny Machado, with Tatis, they've definitely got the upper hand over every other team in the NL West besides the Dodgers. So they'll definitely make the postseason. They won't finish them first. They'll have to play probably in the wild card, but that's gonna suck for them. But anyways, last I'm gonna probably have to take the Rockies just because they lost Nolan Arenado, or maybe the Giants. The Giants have some decent talent, not talent, but they've got some
Prospects.
low prospects. Yeah, so I'll take the Rockies just because of the talent they lost this year. But anyways, I don't want to carry on too long. We don't have a lot of time left, so that ends dugout talk. Let's move on
Let's
to penalty box.
I'll do quick penalty box. You went on for a little while there. Over
Sorry.
Alex Ovechkin tonight, just a couple minutes ago, scoring goal number 716, tying him with Phil
No
Esposito
shit.
for sixth all time, which is absolutely bonkers. And
Wow.
against the 716 area code Buffalo Sabres, who have, fun fact, won 6 games and have been shut out 6 times, which is, if you don't know hockey, that's fucking terrible. The Sabres suck so bad, and they are like 6-14-2 or something, which is, they are, oh my god, they're terrible. They thought they were going to compete this year. Long story short, they did not. They are probably going to sell everyone at the trade deadline. Probably Jack Eichel, probably Taylor Hall, maybe even Jeff Skinner if they can unload that whale of a contract. Jeff Skinner, just a quick story. He had a breakout year in Boston a few years back. Sabres liked it, signed him to like an 8-year, $72 million deal. And in the NHL, the salary cap is a lot lower.
Yeah.
So you players get paid less. So that's a lot of money. And so Jeff Skinner has been terrible. And he has been a healthy scratch for a couple of games this season and has put up like 1 goal. And it has been a absolutely dumpster fire for the Buffalo Sabres. But another team the couple teams that are doing extremely well are the New York Islanders, who have won like 9 of their last 10, I think, something crazy like that. And the Carolina Hurricanes, who are also on a crazy looking win streak led by Andrei Svechnikov, one of my favorite names in the NHL to say, Andrei Svechnikov. But those are probably the class of the league right now. Caps and Penguins also surging. Caps winning 6-0 tonight against the beleaguered Sabres. And the first star and the stars of the week are Philip Grubauer, 3-1-0 with a 1.2 goals against average and a .932 save percentage from the Avalanche and a shutout, which is very good. Leon Draisaitl with 6 goals, 3 assists, and 9 points in four games played. And third star Nikolaj Ehlers, Winnipeg Jets, who have come out to seem to be the second best team in the All-Canadian North Division, who went 3 goals, 3 assists for 6 points in 3 games. And that will conclude our JNC Sports podcast today. Ran a little long today, but I feel like we had fun. I liked it.
Yeah, today was a good day.
We will make sure to come back at you with all the latest football, baseball, and hockey news. And plus, we're going to start on March Madness next week. We said we were going to do that this week, but we didn't. So we'll do it next week, and we'll make sure to put out time for that. Thank you all for watching. We'll be back with you next Monday, anywhere you can find podcasts.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you guys. We'll see you next week.